Hey folks, welcome back to the Tractorfella channel, where dirt road living does great things to vehicles. On today's episode, we're going to start by getting this thing taken care of, and then after that, we're going to go grab the boat. We're going to do a bunch of work to it. Bearings haven't been touched, and that trailer has a history of wheels falling off. So, anyway, let's get to it. I'll probably skip most of this because it's really not that exciting. Just kind of show you the steps along the way. First, I can't get the bushing in between the lower control arm and the sway bar. So we're going to use the jack plus the stop sign because it prevents your wheels on the jack from sinking into the asphalt. Very convenient. So there we have it. Sway bar is officially jacked up. Now I should be able to squeeze in my bushing and get the bolt all the way through, and then we'll tighten it all down. All right, lower bushing is in. We're going to lower the sway bar back down. Easy. Easy. That's looking better. Now we have some more threads on the bottom. So I went ahead and moved the vehicle, got it on flat ground. The wheels are straight, because what we don't want is we don't want to tighten it down when what we don't want to do is tighten it down when the sway bar is under tension, compression, twist, whatever the heck you want to call it, because then you'll tighten it down in a position that may have it permanently squished, and that may not be good for it. Also, I just looked up service information. Turns out I installed the bolt upside down. They want the nut on top and the bolt head on the bottom. I don't know why, but is what it is. And we tighten it to 17 foot-pounds. So, you know, snug. Okie dokie, vehicle is fixed. Drove it down the road, gave it a swerve test, and it swerves nicely. So I think we're in good shape there. It's super exciting. The chickens agree with me. For today's cleaning and waxing pleasure, this is supposedly a wax and cleaner in one. But we're going to go ahead and apply it, rinse it off, and then we're going to add this guy, Turtle Wax, #1 selling. Quick and easy, one step, spray it on, wipe it off. Vehicle and or personal watercraft doesn't even have to be dry. So let's put on some happy music. We'll do a little dance, a wiggle and a jiggle, get some of the black marks off from the rollers there, and we'll make it beautiful. So is it weird that we're soaking our chicken in a roasting pan? I don't know if you saw in the last video or not, but she's got a infection in her foot, so we soak her feet in Epsom salts. And chickens really love warm baths. Okay, you're done. You can go. Okay, well here we are. Nice clean boat, on the outside anyway. We're gonna pretend this car, as it goes by, I'm not actually recording because that's embarrassing. Anyway, next step, we're gonna wax. And cue the music. And go.
Rises early in the morning.
Okay, folks, we're looking happy. We're looking shiny. We have tons of traffic. I'm feeling pretty good. I did not do the deck where you can walk around because, what do you know, wax is slippery. You asleep yet? To my insomniac friends, you're welcome. Sleep tight. So what do we have here? Wood. This wood is called teak wood, T-E-A-K, and it's beautiful. It is really beautiful when it's nice and stained and good to go. This is constantly getting wet, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some cleaner, we're gonna clean the teak, and then we're gonna oil it and get it all nice and lovely again. Lustrous. We have teak cleaner and brightener, and then we have teak oil. So we're gonna start, obviously, with the teak cleaner and brightener. I happened to grab a bunch of nice, warm, fresh water. I'm gonna get it all wet. Now we're gonna apply some of this fancy stuff, which I have never used before, as you can see. It's child and adult proof, all in one. Oh, and go. Apply and rinse. Okay. Oh wow, that is brightening up, isn't it? All right, we have some wood over here too, and we're gonna do it again. That was a lot. Oh wow, that really does brighten up. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, look how good that looks. Am I the only one excited right now? And we're back for a new and fantastic day. This is all nice and dry. This is all nice and dry. I realized I can take this off, so that's what we're gonna do next. Just a matter of taking some screws off. We'll stain both sides, but because this is already dry, I'm not gonna worry about really washing the other side as much. Well, that's not so great. I swear, every time I turn around, I find some new issue. Boat, right? B-O-A-T, bust out another 1,000. So what we're going to do in this instance is absolutely nothing. We're going to let this dry in the sun. We're going to stain the heck out of it and try to prevent it from getting any worse, because I think these are just kind of like shims that are glued on. Let's try our first oiling attempt. I am excited to see how this turns out. I've never done this before. You want to see how it turns out?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ooh. How nice is that? Alright, I got a little one that wants to help out, so we're going to oil it up and we'll see you later. And the last piece of wood I'm going to wash and stain are these two up here. They're not that bad, but there's some, looks like mildewing, molding, some moldation up here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the cleaner on these, get them brightened up. I'm not recording all this stuff because it's me washing wood and then staining it. I had this sitting out overnight, drying out. I think I said it already, but happy Father's Day again to all the awesome dads out there. You're appreciated by your family, friends, and all others. That was a lot. That was way too much. You know what? It's gonna soak it up. I should really pour it on this piece over here. It says go with the grain. So that's what we're doing. And we're back for another... back for another super fun-filled traffic-filled day. All right, so I did the teak I wanted to. I think it turned out pretty good. Granted, this teak has been on here since 1988, and honestly, I'd say it still looks pretty dang good. Took it out on a little Father's Day cruise. What in the world? Oh, wow, we already have a scum line on the boat. Oh, it feels waxy though. Ooh, nice and smooth. Next thing we're gonna do, and that's a little more exciting, but really not that exciting, is we're gonna go ahead and pull some wheels off. We're gonna do some bearings. I don't think the brakes have actually been checked since 1988. For those of you that are not familiar, this is called a surge brake system. The force of the boat pushes the tongue forward. This slides up, actuates a piston inside of the master cylinder, and that's what forces fluid to the brakes. It is a bit annoying when you're trying to back up a hill, because it will actuate the brakes and kind of not really help you back up the hill. So anyway, let's hook this baby up and let's get to work. Okay, first wheel is up and off the... Oh, is that chicken business? I think it is. Thank you, Titan. Love you. Don't forget, use your stop sign. All right, go ahead. It's ready to go. Put this on there.
Okay.
And pull the trigger.
Okay.
All the way up.
It's hard.
It's pretty heavy, huh?
Yeah.
All the way. Perfect.
Whoa. You're good at that.
Okay.
All right.
And go.
Cough it up.
There. Good job. Titan, fetch.
How do you know when it's ready?
You just know by the sound. There you go. Now you got to be careful because when these come off, they're going to be hot.
Ah, they are.
Yeah, they are hot. It spins really fast. It makes a lot of friction, and it makes them heat up pretty quick.
Okay.
So, and actually, I need to get something to go under there to keep us safe in case that falls.
All right.
Or maybe a cinder block.
A cinder block? What's a cinder block?
This is a cinder block.
Oh, I see those all the time.
Yep, we have them all over the place. Who's calling me? I don't know who that is. They can go away. It's probably spam.
It's Silver Creek, NY. Like New York.
New York? Yeah, they keep trying to sell me something.
Like what?
I don't know. Something I don't need.
And did you know in Inside Out, Anger, the red emotion,
Yeah.
his pillow is a cinder block?
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
That's funny. So here we go. Now, we have to take this off. It's called a dust cap.
A dust cap.
Yep.
Dust cap. Cool.
Dust cap. This
You're breaking your own screwdriver.
Yeah, you know what? It's seen better days. Let's get a different one.
Okay. Now we got a better screwdriver that will not break.
You can sit on the tire if you want.
That's a big chip.
Yeah, there we go.
Big chip.
Thank you.
Titan's in every video.
Yes, he is.
Oh, wow.
Can I take it off? When?
Ew.
Yeah, it's yucky. Yep, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be yucky and full of grease. Now this thing, this nut on here, this is called a castle nut. There is a pin that holds the castle nut to keep it from rotating. So we're going to take that pin off.
Just in case, take your gloves.
Yep, I'm going to get my gloves in just a minute.
They're so tight.
And they're supposed to be. That
I
way
know.
I can grip stuff.
I know.
Okay, so this pin has to come off.
You can make turkeys with those.
Make turkeys with what?
The gloves.
Make turkeys? Or you mean like turkeys?
Turkeys. No, like turkeys. Like
I see. Okay.
Then you're pulling it out.
Okay,
yourself
so
in fish.
task at hand, children.
What?
This nut was pretty dang loose on here,
Oh wow,
which is
it
okay.
is.
This nut holds this whole thing on here, so we take the nut off.
Ah, you're touching it.
I'm touching it with gloves, you goofball.
Yeah, disgusting.
Imagine touching it with your bare hands.
No, thank you.
Do we eat grease?
Ah!
Is that a serious question?
I mean, not eat grease. I mean, we do. We have it on our food sometimes, right?
That's cooking oil.
Oh.
All right. So here we are.
What is that thing?
This is called a wheel bearing.
Oh my.
This is called a washer.
Oh.
Now we need to make sure the wheel bearing is
Whoa,
healthy.
that's cool.
We need to make sure it rotates nice. We need to make sure there's not a crazy amount of wiggliness to it. We need to make sure these little teeny wheels in here don't have a whole lot of scratches or dents, or they're missing pieces.
Imagine if we did have machine
And
pieces.
then we'd have to replace it. So that bearing looks good. And we're going to take this off, and the other bearing we'll be able to get to. And the other bearing is on the back side. We're supposed to get new seals every time we do this. I didn't remember that until now. So that's kind of a problem. So this is the old bearing race that disintegrated when this wheel tried to fall off. This trailer has a history of losing its wheels, and I can feel chunks of metal. Oh, well, look at that. That is an old roller. What are you eating?
Cucumber.
Oh, very nice. So that's a little bit concerning.
What is?
That this bearing was replaced and all the old metal was left inside of the cap. I can tell you this bearing has not disintegrated. You see the glitter on there? Yeah, that's great. Well, you know what? I can't trust this. I wanted to, but I can't. We gotta pull out the old seal and pull the bearing out. We're supposed to take about a 3-hour trip with this boat to a family destination, and I'm not gonna do it knowing that there are chunks of metal left over in the cap of this bearing. Let's see if we can take this out without destroying it, and by it, I mean the seal. Let's see if we can squeeze this in between here and just twist. I'm pretty sure this is the new bearing we had when I was driving home, and this one decided it was going to just fail. Hey, it worked. Saw that on Pole Barn Garage. Thanks, Dalton. So when that guy replaced it for me, he didn't exactly take out the old stuff. And this, I think, is going to be okay. So anyway, my parents called me up one day and they're like, hey, you know what, Aaron? We think our boating years are done. Do you want a boat? I said, oh, absolutely. I'd love the boat. You bought this brand new. Keep it in the family, right?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the camera.
The camera?
So I started driving down the road. I started feeling a vibration. And I'm like, oh, well, that's strange. And I look in my rear view mirror on the driver's side, and the one wheel is, boop, cocked out to the side a little bit. I said, well, that's not good. So I pull over to the side of the road. I go give it an inspection, and sure enough, that wheel is leaning out. Not a good thing. So what do? I drive to the nearest auto parts store, which is about 10 minutes away, on the side of a freeway. So I get to this auto parts store, call my wife, tell her what's going on. She says, you know what, I have an idea. So she calls around, and they said, well, you know what, there's this mobile mechanic. Give him a call. Call the guy up, he's at home with his family. He says, you know what, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Drives down the road to the auto parts store. It was an AutoZone. And he said, yep, you failed a wheel bearing. He lifted the trailer up, and the wheel fell right off. The only thing holding it on was this wheel well right here, this fender. Talk about luck. He pulls it off. He says, let's go into the auto parts store, see if they have the part you need. And sure enough, they had one wheel bearing in stock. And I think this is the one that they replaced. He did an awesome job. My poor dad, he felt so bad. He's like, I swear, I just put grease in those. Well, we better change that video angle, because YouTube says it's important to change that video angle. All right, now we're ready to pack. Now we're ready to pack a bearing. I'm gonna run out of gloves by the end of the first wheel, for goodness sake. What do we have here? Mobil 1 synthetic grease, wheel bearings, chassis, suspension, U-joints. Fantastic. Take a blob of it, as I'm sure all of you know at this point in your YouTube viewing career, and squish it in there. Displace the old stuff, put in the new stuff. This is like the 5th time I've ever packed a bearing, so am I an expert? No, and that will show up very quickly. So you can see as I squeeze it, it's going in between the rollers and the outer and inner races. Beauty. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hercules! Okay, well, they found a squirrel. Okay, oh boy, now where do I put this? This looks like a good spot. There's one. This one, looking nice and clean. Let's make it not nice and clean. For those of you that do this without gloves, I salute you. I don't know who's cruising down the road in a manual monster. Get some, buddy. Get some. Oh, who am I kidding? I drove a delivery truck once and I drove that thing like a race car. I mean, obviously it was 0 to 60 in about 4.5 years, but it was still fun. I love driving manuals. Wish we had one, but we don't. Alright, last step. Well, what do you know? I ran out of battery. I put the seal on first, realizing after I put the seal on that I forgot the stinking bearing. Holy cow. So I pulled the seal back off, put the bearing on, put the seal back on, put the bearing on the front, tightened down the castle nut, loosened it up to where it was, made sure we have no end play, it spins nicely, pack some more grease, put the pin through, put the cap back on, and hopefully Bob is my uncle. Now I'm degreasing all of my stuff, and then we're going to go to the next wheel. Hi, sweetheart. Can we get you off the road now? Can we get you off the road with the turtle shovel? Oh boy! And we're back for a new and violently exciting day with traffic. It's been a little while. I wanted to do brakes. I wanted to do blah blah blah, a bunch of other stuff on the trailer for the boat. It didn't happen. We got the important things done. The brake shoes look good. I didn't put it on camera because there was a lot of other human interaction going on that was extremely distracting, so we skipped that part. Looks like a regular drum brake, no big deal. They function, yay. We're gonna do brake fluid another time because the boat is back in the big dumb green tent and it's been in the 90s these last few days. We went on our boat trip, which was wonderful, lovely. We spent the night a few places at a slip that we rented for the boat. Family had a great time. I had a great time. Boat performed really well. The seas were in good shape. I'll have to tell you another story when I show you a picture of what I had to do with the Yukon's muffler. Yeah, you remember the end of the muffler that fell off? The turn down that keeps the heat and the exhaust directed down away from the bumper? Well, when you're driving around town and you're doing light load, no big deal. Turns out, when you are towing something and you're putting a lot of heat into the system, you start to melt stuff. Like, scary melt stuff. We got really lucky, to tell you the truth, that the vehicle didn't catch on fire. Because the exhaust was shooting right into that bumper, that cavity where the bumper is. And I just put in new, you remember when I fixed the taillights on the rear? I don't know. Don't do this. Don't do it this way. There's about 13 other good quality videos out there. This is not one of them. Yeah, that didn't last. I went out. We ended up having to do an Amazon purchase. Got 2 new taillights for the rear. It melted the taillight on the passenger side. There was liquid plastic that started dripping down and forming on the bumper. We also had a module that started dragging on the ground because it melted whatever was holding the module in. And the bumper is now warped as well. Yeah, so that turn down on the muffler, it serves multiple purposes. Anyway, I'll show you what I had to do. Went to Home Depot and fixed it using this. I know, right? Innovation at its finest. That's called desperation and not wanting to burn down your vehicle. Things started melting 2 hours into the trip and we're like, do we turn around and go home? And I said, well, we're just going to risk melting stuff on the way back. And I said, we need to find a hardware store and I need to find some ducting. So we went to a hardware store, Home Depot. Hello! We couldn't save big money because there were no Menards around. I took a measurement with my Leatherman. If you open up the Leatherman and fold it flat, there's an inch marking on the edge of the handles, like when you're using for needle nose pliers. So I measured the hole in the muffler, turned out to be 4 inches. So I'm walking through Home Depot. I know, stories, this video's all over. It's going to be all over the place, even worse than it is now. Titan, bud, love ya. Go do something. So I'm walking through Home Depot. I'm like, oh, man, this is 6 inches. This is 5 inches. Okay, well, that's 4 inches. and it was in the shape that you saw in the picture that I just showed you. And so I'm like, oh wow, and this end is crimped. Maybe I can just cram it in the hole. Buy it, right? It's like $7. Go out there, go to the muffler. My wife's like, I'm like, maybe it'll be okay. Go down there, crawling on my back, and I cram it in there, and I'm like hammering on it, trying to get it in there. I'm like, maybe it'll just stay. So I tap on it. I start beating on the muffler, and you know it's rubber mounted, right? So it's wiggling and jiggling and everything like that, and it falls out. I'm like, this is not going to happen. We're in trouble. And so then I was like, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. How about if I take this round part of the new special turn down that I just bought, let's bend up a whole bunch of tabs. So when I got done, the round part had a whole bunch of tabs that were sticking up. So I was able to wedge it in there. When I was done, I kind of beat the muffler around the tube as well. I was hammering on it with my Leatherman. I'm glad I brought it. Time to change camera angle so I don't lose you all. Also, yes, I'm red. Partially sunburnt, partially because I'm hot, partially because beer. So anyway, I'm like, all right, maybe we're going to be okay. We might make it, okay? So we hop back in the car. It's getting late at this point, and we need to get to where we're going because I don't like to do things after it's dark. Everyone gets irritated because they get tired and hungry, and the arguments start happening, and it's exhausting, which ended up happening anyway. Sweat. So we go down the road, probably 20-30 minutes. I pull off at an exit off the freeway. It's still there. Okay, this is good. We go. Oh, you're a horsefly. You ever been bit by a horsefly? It might as well be a wasp. I'm not even kidding. So anyway, check it a couple times, and we made it there. And the pipe stayed on. So anyway, trip goes well. We have a good time on the way back. Check that downpipe a few times. It's still there. My wife took it to work today. Still there. So I don't know. I do recommend, however, if you have a downpipe that directs the exhaust away from your bumper and it falls off, thanks, Titan, and it falls off, you replace that baby as soon as you can. I'm not saying do a Home Depot hack because you should just replace the muffler, but you know, money. $7 versus who knows how much labor it is. Labor is so bad at dealerships getting things replaced. Anyway, that was a long story. Thanks for hanging in there. So anyway, we're going to get away from the boat. We'll do the brake fluid another day. I would like to switch over to some other small projects, and we'll make this yet another hodgepodge video. But hopefully you're enjoying yourself. I'm enjoying myself. I just like making videos for you guys, hearing your good comments. They're mostly good comments. All right, off we go. You guys tired of saws yet? I'm not. Okay, so you remember Pappaw's saw. Worked really well, performed really well. Oils like crazy, probably a little bit too much. I ran into an issue where I filled the fuel tank all the way up, and then it would run for a while and then die. Run for a while and then die. So what I think is happening is our vent for the fuel tank is not venting like it should. Let's go ahead, pull the back cover off. Let's take a look at it and see if we can figure out what's going on. And do any of you out there remember the name of the vent where it has a fuel line and they put what looks like a set screw in the fuel line? Do you remember what it's called? Anybody? Write it in the comments. I know you're not going to, but write it in the comments. Yeah, you got it. User 1.25 e to the 27th RLSTNE. It is called a grub screw vent. Weird name, grub, like, I don't know, what they used to eat in Lion King. Little grubs. Oh man, you can't tell I have kids, right? Here it is. It has a bunch of goo. Holy cow, there's a child. Yes! Yeah! If your chores are done.
My chores are done.
Okay, have fun. We limit electronics in our house, and we kick our kids out of the house as much as possible. But sometimes when it's 98 degrees and your children have been in the sun all weekend, it's okay to let them play a little extra. I was a gamer when I was a kid. I played lots of games, way too many games. Okay, so anyway, check this out. They put what looks like a set screw in the end of it. Let's zoom in. See all the dirt clogging the end of the grub? Yeah, so I think that's what's happening is our grub is not venting. So the fuel level starts to drop in the tank, and because the air cannot take up the space that the fuel has dropped, it essentially creates a vacuum in your fuel system. And when your fuel can't flow, your saw goes and it dies just like that. Pure 100% duplication of real noises. Yes, I might as well be the guy from Police Academy that is fantastic at sound effects. Let's pull this guy right off of here. Oh wow, did you hear that? Did you hear the hiss? Yep. So I'm pretty sure our grub is not grubbing. Let's go find a little teeny screwdriver and pull the grub out. All right, so I think I found a screwdriver that's going to work for us. Focus, thank you. It's a bit large, but if I can find the groove. There it is, found the groove. Should be able to just kind of twist it out. There you go, see? It is, it really is just a set screw that they screw into the end. Helps prevent liquid from coming in and out, because you can turn a saw on all sorts of angles. But it also allows air to enter and escape. So I think we're on the right track here, especially since we pulled this off and it made a hissing noise. Okay, grub is out. There she be. I'm going to go find a wire brush. Okay, let's scrub the grub. That looks way better. Do a rotation here and a grip. And continue on. A little puff there of corrosion. Most likely caused by some ethanol fuel as well. Holy cow, I am swamped right now. This is not fun. Okay, this looks decent. It's open. I'm going to use a wire brush on it just because I'm too lazy to grab a different type of brush. There we go, the fuel line is clear. Let's put our grub right back in its home. There's no really good way, I almost stabbed myself. There's no really good way to test this other than to sort of just put it back on the saw and run it. But here's the kicker. It is Botswana hot, and I have no desire whatsoever to start a saw and run a saw today. I know, I'm a weenie. But I'll try to blow through it. Okay, I can actually blow through it. You can't hear it, but I can feel it. Oh my gosh, flies. Get away from my lights. So this little guy goes right there on that vent. So we'll put him back in his home. There we go. And then that goes through a little hole in the side and stays right there. Interesting. I wonder why they do that there. Maybe that's the best place to vent gas, right next to the spark plug. So if the spark plug wire is arcing, you burst into flames? I don't know. I didn't design it. Okay, air filter. I'm going to put you back in your home. And there we go. And cover. Okay, now we should be go. Yep, great. We should be ready to go. Alrighty, so I just took care of all 3 chainsaws. I cleaned them. Basically just cleaned them. Next project. Nope, not this guy. This guy, I've never restored anything in my life, and I think it would be cool to take this guy and make it into a restoration project. There are a surprising amount of forums out there on 2-stroke lawnmowers, such as that one, and I think it'd be really cool to restore it back to its original health. So I've been looking into people that could weld aluminum for me, because these steel covers here, they're not super sightly. The next item on our list is going to be this beauty. We have a problem. As you can see, she is wounded. The good news is the paddles are not extremely expensive. They are not cheap, but they are easy to replace. So I bought a new paddle for it. Here we are. We have a nice new paddle. Let's go ahead and swap out our issue here. There is no nut on the back side. Looks like it's just the bolt on the front side there. We're going to go ahead and try metric size, because nobody likes to use metric on a standard machine. We have an 8mm. Pretty long little dude. And go. Okay. And there we have it. Our old, crusty paddle. Oh, geez. She's taking a beating. If this one on the other side is anything like this one, we're going to end up ordering a second. It had good reviews, said all the holes lined up nice. This is nice and flexible. So let's go ahead and put her on in there. We'll start at the middle, outer, kind of like a cylinder head. Let's take out our wedge. So let's just beat this in here a little bit. 3 clicks is the official torque spec. Just kidding. We're going to do the 2-finger method. In case you're curious. Rotary 41-5509. Okay, lay down. Lay in your pool.
He looks happy.
Oh, there we go. Oh, what a good boy. All right. And we're back for another super thrilling day. I have resealed the cover on this thing probably 3 times, and no matter what I do, it continues to just hemorrhage oil, and it's extremely annoying. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the cover. We're going to check and see if my welded rocker arm is still happy, and if it is, we're going to use some Moto Seal and just gob it on there and hope for the best. I'm at a loss. Also, I apologize for the fan noise in the background, but it is Botswana hot today again, and I am super swampy. And go. I guess on the positive side of things, if it leaks this amount of oil, you never really have to give it an oil change. Holy cow. This is a challenge every time, yet somehow it just leaks. It's amazing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna leak forever, but good luck taking the cover off. Let's do a little bit of overkill. Yes, I'm using the bowl of the carburetor to try to pull this off. Jeez. Got her. Look how much I used last time. Where is this leaking from? You can clearly see where it's mating to it, and all the extra goo that I have on here, which now I'd lovingly get to scrape off, but maybe it's not the valve cover. Maybe it's this little pin down here. You think that's it? I'm assuming that holds on this cam wheel here. Could that be it? And if so, why would it be leaking? Let's see, does that rotate as I spin the engine? It does not. Okay, well, let's do our rocker inspection. You may or may not remember my history of the valve issues with this. I had the intake valve. Is that the intake valve? That's the exhaust valve. The exhaust valve was sticking, and one day I pulled on it and no compression. It just stuck. So what we did was we took it apart, and when we took it apart, I did not realize that the valve guide was pushing out of its bore, and that was causing the valve to stick. The first time I did sort of like a ream where I attached a drill to the valve stem and I pulled and pulled and pulled, and that seemed to free it up. Honeybee guy was like, hey man, just to let you know, your valve guide is coming out. And I was like, is it though? And then I realized later, yes, you moron, that is what's happening. And I came back in, checked it out to find that this had cracked because the valve guide being pushed out wasn't allowing this to go down all the way. So, in my infinite wisdom, I pulled the rocker off and I welded it back together. And it's been running that way for probably another 20 hours I've used this thing. So let's go ahead and get her back up to top dead center, which is there-ish. Hey, look at that. What a nice amount of valve lash we have there. Let's just take a look at this guy and see how it does or does not look. Hey, look at that. There's the weld. And it's still holding. Holy cow. My super poor welding skills held up, and this baby is still good to go. I am really proud of myself, if you couldn't tell. But, oh, that's sweet. I'm really happy about that. Really happy about that. Okay, so let's put this guy back together. We know that our fix, for now, is holding up. Now we gotta figure out what's going on with this leak. So next question, is that supposed to be like that? Or is it broken? I can't get in there far enough to see. Maybe we can go from the underside. Okay, let's get a light in there. Okay, there we have it. It looks like it's designed the way it's designed, which that makes a lot of sense. Is that something we can tighten? No, sorry, not you, Titan. You're a good boy, yes. Is that something we can snug up? Sorry, dog. I'm starting to wonder if that's the cause of our leak. Alright, let's investigate further. Let's just grab some pliers and see what we can break. Oh no, it's coming out. I have a feeling it should not be that loose in there, and that is 100% what's causing our leakage. Now, here's the thing. If I pull this out, am I going to screw up the timing? This plot is thickening. Let's do it. What's the worst we can do? Make it leak more? Or, well, I suppose we could destroy the engine by mistiming it. Step 1. Let's get it at top dead center. I want that cam facing me. Okay. Now, as long as the bottom side of the belt on the crank doesn't jump, we should be okay. Why would they design it like that? Where you can pull the... Oh my gosh, I really don't think this should be this way. Are we missing a C-clip or something? That's a rubber O-ring, which probably is part of our problem. And now, what do you know? The soap tank is going to be in the way. I wonder if we can just roll this O-ring so that it kind of exposes a new surface, and it'll just work. Sorry, I'm just bewildered, dumbfounded, whatever other phrase you want to use. Oh! Ding, ding, ding! My brain is waking up. See that guy right there? That metal tab right there? See the wear mark on it? Yeah, that is what holds the stinking thing in place. I bet this is supposed to be installed with this rotated so that the protruding part is on the back and the recessed part is up front, and then it engages it like so. Okay, well, it's all coming together now. That's what holds it in place, and that's what keeps it from rotating. And I 100% guarantee I did not pay attention to that, and I installed the protruding part onto here, and that's what caused our ring, our dent. Holy coke pinky nail. Next problem. What do we do about this O-ring? So I did a little research, and this popped up in a couple spots. So apparently this is a common problem, and it's also a problem if you don't secure this with the notch in the correct orientation, because this will start to spin and you destroy your O-ring. So let's pop the O-ring off, take a look at it, see if we can invert it, and we'll try again, just for kicks and gigs. Uh-oh. And it's broken. Now we're screwed. Okay. There she is, in all of her broken glory. So I do have a pile of O-rings, so let's go see if we can find one similar sized. Alright, here's the pile of O-rings. And I think we'll be in good shape with this one. It is a bit thicker, but I figure when we stretch it out, it should thin out a bit. What are you guys freaking out about? Must have seen the squirrel. And we'll just get this guy a little oily, like so. Now, we gotta stretch it on there. Let's see if we can stretch it on there without wrecking it. You know what? I need to put something in here to keep the pin from going up. How about here? Can we just cram that in there? Yep, crammed it in there. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that, folks. Just look at it. What a great day. Shouldn't have said that before I got it up in the housing here. We'll just give it a twist, kind of help it work its way up there. Let's get some more oil. Okay, that was a lot. Try to get it up in its house without wrecking the O-ring, especially if it's kind of a sharp surface. Sharp machined edge where it's supposed to go up there. I think we made it. No, there we go. Oh, heck yeah. Any rubber debris coming out? No, I don't think so. There we go. Look at that. Now I just hope it seals up. Alright, now for my most favorite part of any project, scraping off the gobs of Urtiva from this. So let's cue some happy music and go. I applied the Moto Seal. Not super thick, but thick enough we should be in good shape, because obviously the valve cover wasn't our leaking problem. I bent this back so it's actually going to engage where it's supposed to. We're going to use the torque spec today, Tight. We're just going to use the 2-finger technique like from our tech tip. Hey look, tech tips. 2-finger trick to help prevent over-tightening a spark plug when a torque wrench is not available. Simply use 2 fingers on the ratchet handle. Even the strongest service technician cannot over-tighten a spark plug by using 2 fingers. Alright, good to know. Even the strongest technicians cannot over-torque something just using 2 fingers. Yeah. Everything in my soul is telling me I should try harder to torque this down, but it really, I don't believe, needs that much torque. And by the way, those were 10mm bolts, everyone's favorite. So we're going to let this baby sit overnight. We're going to let it do its thing, and then hopefully we're ready to go. I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty excited. Let's verify our tab is where it should be. Look at that. That's the way it's supposed to be. I think we're good, folks. I think we're good. Here it comes. It smells good. And we're back for a new and 95-degree day. Holy cow. This thing is still pouring out oil, and I'm really getting tired of it. Where is it coming from now? Is it the valve cover because I didn't put 4 pounds of RTV on it? Unbelievable. It's the valve cover. Okay, I quit. Oh my gosh. This is... I should have just stuck with the black RTV. Apparently I didn't use enough Moto Seal. And what do you know? That was a super long clip. We're back yet again. So what I've decided to do is we're going to take our impact, we're going to set it to high, and we're going to send all of these home. Just kidding. I would never do something as vile as to over-tighten a fastener. However, we are going to see if any of these have loosened up for some reason. No, not at all. They're all super tight. Okay, so the problem is my lack of sealant. And believe it or not, I am a glutton for punishment. So we are going to do this yet again. And go. Okay, Moto Seal. Not a fan. For valve covers anyway. We're going to go back. We're going to go back into what we know works. That being RTV. Maybe we can find some new music to cue. And go. So for some reason during that whole cleaning scene, I decided it would be a good idea to just go over the entire cover with the wire wheel. It's kind of has a nice shine to it now. But anyway, I don't remember any of this damage when we did this the first time. I think we have some parts that are bent up that aren't supposed to be bent up. Let's play with that for a little bit, shall we? Curious how easy this stuff comes off. Oh yeah, that Moto Seal. I don't know if I didn't prep the surface right or what, but dang, I don't have to do any work to get it off the cylinder head itself. Anyway, this episode's been ridiculously boring as it is, so I'm going to play with this a little bit, and I'll see you in a sec. Yet again, I have brake cleaned the cylinder head, I have brake cleaned the valve cover. Now we're going to use a nice and healthy amount of black Ertiva, and we're going to seal this thing up for the last time ever. Well, you saw the embarrassing amount of goo I put on there. If that doesn't seal it up, then I don't know what will. and we'll just use this thing with a permanent diaper underneath it. All right, folks. I'm feeling good. We have goo squishing out from all sides of the valve cover. I did find an amusing additional leak on this engine. When you have it in this orientation, the governor shaft right back here. There you are. Had to get my bearings here. This guy likes to leak oil. But I imagine they didn't account for the oil level actually constantly sitting on the other side of the shaft there. So, is what it is. It's going to leak while this part dries. Okay, while this thing dries, we're going to gently relocate it over here. Make sure we don't disturb our curing, ultra amazing RTV. Next on the list, yet again, a Coolster. These actually are a lot of fun, but they are a bit high maintenance. Latest trouble from the Coolster family. One of the youngsters was taking a ride on this and it started hemorrhaging gas. So I'm pretty sure our float is stuck. Thankfully, these carbs are pretty easy to get to and service friendly. So let's get to it. Actually, you know what we could do for starters is verify the customer concern. Fuel on. I do not see any leaking fuel as of yet. Maybe it's only a hot condition. Either way, let's take it apart, see what we find. Step 1, shut the gas off. Step 2, lower my chair so I can see what I'm doing. Let's pull out our vent down here. I always found it interesting that four-wheelers had a vent that went down below the engine. Never really understood why. Okay, my favorite light, and it begins. I'm actually seeing moisture between the bowl and the rest of the carb. Have a look. Do you see? Do you see the glossiness? Yep. Pull off the fuel inlet line. I do like these little pinch clips. These guys, nice and easy to use, finger-ish friendly. This one's not. There we go. It's gonna make gas go everywhere. Yep. Let's see if the fuel shutoff works. Hey, it does. What a great day. Throttle and slide are ready to come out. It smells a lot like gas in here, and don't really understand why. 10 millimeter, hopefully, because that's the one I still have on my wrench, wherever it may be. Where's that? Did I put it away? It is. There's a spacer in between the carb and the intake manifold. We're going to want to not lose that. There we go. Rubber O-ring on both sides. Nope, never mind. Rubber O-ring on the intake manifold side. I'm guessing the carb itself has an O-ring. It does. There you go. Now the intake filter also... Ooh, why does the intake filter have a fuel filter attached to it? Right over there. See that little guy? That black thing looks like a fuel filter. Interesting. Initial inspection. Clean. Clean. There's a small person around me that's having fun with paper airplanes right now. First, I'd like to get the air filter off, or air screen, I guess. I really don't think this does a whole lot. If you didn't notice that I don't think it seals out much. I'm wondering if that fuel filter-esque thingy that feeds into this line, I wonder if that's like a type of PCV filter. Oh man, there's gas everywhere. This is just old, I think, and crusty. You probably pull that right off of there. I don't know how much that's really doing. I don't know a whole lot about slide-style carburetors. This is our choke lever. Ooh, cool. That is one heck of a choke. All right, well, let's get all the gas out of here. I guess we could open this too, huh? There is a vent down here. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. Holy cow, how much is in this bowl? It is a pretty good sized bowl, isn't it? All right, let's just skip to the... Really? I gotta go to Phillips now. No pop. That was a little dissatisfying. Uh-oh. Need to use my big boy muscles. There we go. When we pull this apart... Wait a second. Oh, it's an O-ring. I was gonna say, where the heck is the gasket? Okay. So it's extremely serviceable, which is nice. They're made to just kind of pull apart. Very cool. I can't remember if I've serviced one of these before or not. I think I have. All right, there we go. That came off nicely. Is that a breather? And is this a check valve? Does anyone know? That would be my guess. Slight deformation of our needle. Could be worse, I guess. I don't know. Let's take it off. I don't know, the spring, I don't think I want to take it off, but I'm probably going to anyway. Boop! Took it off. We're going to put that in there, because that's going to immediately disappear. Is this one clear? Silver. Black. Silver. Black. That one's clear. How about this one? Harder to tell. Maybe we pull that one out for kicks and giggles, see what it looks like. I'm assuming it can be removed, considering the fact it has a standard screwdriver slot in it. Oh, yeah. That was a good flight.
Yeah, but then when I threw it really hard, it went like, and then landed on my back.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. I do remember we did service this. This one is broken. Let's get this little guy out of here, too. That definitely just broke off inside the carburetor. Oh, man. Well, that breaks my heart. Remember, I tried to pull it out, and it broke. And that was the end of that. Bob was not my uncle that day. I feel like I need a bristle from a brush. Or I need to waller this out a little bit. While we're here, we might as well attack it with a bristle. What would this be? Idle jet? Secondary? Tertiary? Quadrillary? I don't know. How are we looking now? Oh, man. Might as well be brand new. Okay, let's put this broken thing back in its broken hole. I'm not going to worry about the primary, because I can see through it just fine. Oh, you know what? Let's just poke it. Why not? I'm feeling pokey today. Poketastic. Poketacular. Hey, what do you know? Comes out. Actually, I will say, that was kind of tough to get through there at first, and now it's not. Now the pink one's going to run better than the red one, and I'm going to get yelled at. Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay, so there may have been some depositation in there. And last, definitely not least, the need and the seat. Get some Q-tips. I've yet to go to my local store and pick up some wooden ones. Some of you gave me some nice suggestions on which ones to buy. I'm assuming that's clean. Okay, let's spray it out. Away from my face. Oh! Jeez, I don't know what the heck happened there. But it went that direction, and directly at me. Oh, well, that hit the wall. And the gloves are starting to disintegrate. Makes you wonder what this stuff does to your skin. 1/2, 1 3/4. Oh, that's fine. That's definitely fine. Going right back to its home. You guys sleeping yet? Yeah. I've not been sleeping well. It's kind of annoying. I wake up at like 3 in the morning, and then I can't go back to sleep. 1/2. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Wow. Common theme going on here. No spring. There is a spring. That looks just peachy as well. We can blow on that for jits and giggles. That almost sounded weird. What? That did sound weird, you weirdo. Oh, look where that comes out. Okay, good to know. Alright, we have fully evacuated all of the passages in this thing. Well, mostly fully. I think it was 1 1/4. Ah, jeez. 1/2, 1 1/4, I think is what we need, not 1 3/4. Okay. Alright, we'll use some Double K. Not sponsored. Never planned to be sponsored. However, it is a natural degreaser, so hopefully it's not harsh and will remove that black coating that everyone tells me not to remove on the end of these. Yeah, it looks okay. Just pulling some dirt, some grime. Oh dear. Is it pulling the black part off? I don't think so. I think it's actually cleaning it. Let's push our luck a little more. Nobody has yet to tell me why there's a black coating on these from the factory. Is it fuel resistant? And the needle itself is not fuel resistant? Almost perfect. I still see an indentation where it is kind of permanently deformed. Time for some assembly. Put this little guy back on here. Is this directionally specific? I don't think so, because that's about in the middle there. You rotate it 180 degrees. It's still in the middle there. So I think we're in good shape regardless of which way we put it in there. I guess we'll find out, won't we? In you go, little guy. There we go. I don't really know where that goes. Where does that go? Oh, is that an overflow? It must be. If it gets too high, it just goes out the drain. Or if you open the drain, it goes out the drain. Interesting. You know what? Let's clean up this mating surface too. So I'm tempting fate, and I'm trying to pull this out very gently. I don't know why, but I'm trying. Because I wonder if we clean everything up, if it'll seal better. And maybe we flip it over. That is definitely crispy. I would say that is no longer a product of rubber.
What does debut mean?
Debut?
Yeah.
It means like the first time something is seen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Heat.
Gonna take my robot?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't look like a robot.
Well, you're the one that called it a robot.
Well, it does look like one, but it isn't a robot.
Okay, well, please take care of my robot.
I will.
So I removed the seal, I cleaned it-ish. We're gonna flip it over, see what happens. Probably not a whole lot of good things, but we'll give it a try anyway. So this might work. It just might, because all these little metal tabs are pushing in a different spot, which is kind of tilting the rubber at a different angle. I don't know. It's either going to work or it isn't. I'm excited to try it. So is the little robot in the background.
What did you say?
Nothing. Okay, I think we're ready to try it. Okay, I've made the mistake of completely reconnecting everything, so that way when this fails, I have to disconnect everything again. But I guess I had my hopes high, you know? Why not? High hopes. High apple pie in the sky hopes. Fuel on. Cross your fingers. Here we are about 20 minutes later. Helped the kids with some arts and crafts. Came back out here. We have probably the same amount of leakage we had before around the carburetor seam. There are no drips on the ground from an overflow condition. There's no fuel coming out the intake. Okay, checking the other side. Looks like the same situation. Oh yeah, we need to get rid of that value because that is 100% not correct. All right, let's see if this starts. Take it for a ride. Fuel is on. Choke. Try again. So it's acting like it doesn't care how rich it is, which is kind of weird. It smells a little rich, but it doesn't seem to want to die when I continue to make it more rich. So let's go blow out the cobwebs and see what happens. Seems way more responsive. Oh boy, I don't want to be out here with all the ticks. Oh, no. Okay, how's she running? Idle's a little high. Oh yeah. I've got all the spiders on board now, including on me. Oh. Alright, let's play with this bit. Yeah, it really likes being rich. I mean, I would be too, but it's just not feasible for me. know. I know. Time to start my comedy routine. I wonder if it has to do with that broken jet. Alright, let's try again. See if it dies when we come off of speed. Nope, seems pretty happy. Oh, more bugs. Alright, see you at the garage. Yeah, I know. You guys are sick of me at this point. So here I am, right? I'm supposed to rip this down this year and put in a nice new post. Well, then I start seeing this stuff sticking out of here. I'm like, what is all this? And then one day I see a bluebird fly out. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So now here I am. Instead of getting ready to tear it down, I am repairing the top of the disintegrating tree because there are a bunch of little hairless bluebirds in there. And bluebirds are beautiful. What can I say? I'm a nature lover. Let me see if I can show you guys. There we go. Sleeping babies. My dad kept telling me, put bluebird nests up. You'll have a ton of them around here. Well, guess I should have put up bluebird nests. We wouldn't have this problem. Or, you know, maybe we still would have this problem. If you made it this far, holy cow. Seriously. Not one of the most exciting episodes, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I still have fun making it regardless of what it is. You like my shirt? That was the first entertainment system I ever used when I was a little boy. My dad brought it home one day, and little did he know I'd become a game freak. At least until I had kids. And then those things kind of drift off into the abyss. Doesn't really match my camo hat very well. Anywho, thanks for joining in. It's been a wild ride. We played with the car, played with the boat, got Pappaw's saw, grub screw all fixed up. Played with the Honda, which I'm looking at it right now. I don't see any drips. I'll keep you updated. If it starts dripping, I'll put it on the YouTube newsfeed and you can all make fun of me. And what did we finish with? Oh, the quad. Yeah, it works. Runs, drives, didn't leak gas. I brought it back, parked it here, left the fuel on, and nothing came out. So feeling pretty good about that one. Do I dare stand up the power washer? I'm gonna do it. I think it's been long enough. It should be cured by now, right? Yep, the governor linkage definitely leaked out some oil, but like I said, I'm pretty sure it wasn't designed to be constantly sitting in a bath of oil at that angle, so. Okay, so at first glance, it's dry. I'm very hesitant to move my way up to it because I might get angry, grow red eyes, and start leaking. Okay, here we go. Oh, hey, we'll see. Hopefully we get another, I don't know, that power washer probably has 300-400 hours on it. It's a good little machine. All right, I'll let y'all go. It's been fun. Thanks for joining in. And we'll see you for another exciting episode right here on the Tractor Fella channel. We'll keep it simple. High five.